You guys are on fire.
Really saying?
We're having fun.
Yeah, so let's keep it, you know.
It's fun doing it with Jonah because you get to laugh and be easy.
Do you laugh on your own though? Do you live a funny like friend life or no? Do you like being serious when it's not your?
I like to have a sense of humor about myself and about life. I think it's fun to laugh at stuff. Yeah, I mean you gotta be serious sometimes, but I always like to laugh.
You know, like I always thought comedians have this very interior, sad life, but no, it doesn't seem like it with either one of you. Is that the myth, or are each actor
I think me and
different?
Jonah both had like kind of like we like our families and had fun and have a good group of friends, and I don't know. I always found a sense of humor to be a good way in life, not only about yourself but about whatever situation that you're in. You know.
Now, the beauty of this film, both of you have done a great job in giving us R-rated fun. I like R-rated comedies. To me, it's like, if you're going to go for it, go for it.
Right.
And do you guys have your own barometer then when things go too far? Or no? Do you really feel like sky's the limit?
I think it depends on, Jonah said this earlier today, and I think it's true. It really depends on what your character is. So going too far would be, is it truthful to the character, or is it not? But depending on what, the tone of the movie is in something like this, then, I felt like we had, in a comedic way, the conversations that guys have with each other. So, and from the perspective that the characters come from.
And did you have a good time with this, John? I mean, obviously we've been seeing it kind of varied up a little bit with movies like Cyrus and The Watch. And so do you like shifting gears in that respect? What makes it exciting for you still?
To work with these guys, I'm gonna, for the next year or so, not do any comedies and do some dramas. And I like to mix it up, but when something comes along, like to work with Vince, who I've never worked with and admired for a long time, and Ben, who I've worked with once and admired, and Richard, like, there's no way not to want to be around them and learn from them. So for me, it's just about project to project. Like, will that be really great? Will I learn something? Will it be a great movie?
And for me, getting a chance to learn from him, I mean, that was fun with Jonah and Ben and everybody. It's like you always get to be around these guys that you find really funny, that you have a lot of respect for, and it's fun to come play every day.
Did you walk out really with a special friend in Vince now that this is all over?
Definitely. I love Vince, man. I was saying, like, everyone's busy making movies and everything and doing their thing, but something like this brings everyone, you get to spend that, like, nice quality time. Like, we all went to dinner after work yesterday and hung out, and, it's cool to see everyone. It really is.
Now, this film throws a curve at people. I think you kind of have an expectation that's kind of like a Ghostbusters with a dirty joke. But there's a male bonding story here that I was actually surprised to see, actually. And all kinds of male talking, which is a nice change for once, that actually guys do talk to each other. And so for both of you, what did you kind of gravitate to first then? Was it the natural part of just being guys, or the fact that you get to kick some alien ass?
I was psyched to work with these guys, and I thought the script was really funny, and that was really the draw for me. And I think Seth and Evan did a good job of layering a lot of different stuff within the screenplay. So it was the whole package felt kind of new and original. I hadn't seen this type of...
The package felt like full.
Yeah, a full package. A package that you couldn't shake because it was so full.
Right.
That was a pretty spectacular package, yeah. Which leads to my next question, Vince.
Okay.
Now, are you a method actor, or was it movie magic that helped make that pissing in a beer can joke funny?
I'm usually method, but in that one I did not pee in the beer can. But I have peed in beer cans.
I thought you did.
So I got to pull that up and let it happen.
Is there a trick to doing it right?
It was a stop and go that made that.
Drop the beat.
Yeah, him dropping the beat on me. Stop it, or rock it.
And, for those of us at home who may have to do this one of these days, because it could happen, is there a trick to doing it right?
Peeing in a can? Yeah. Not missing. That's the trick.
But
I think it's not. I think it's not cutting.
Yeah, not cutting the shroom.
Not yet.
Don't cut the shroom. The taming of the shroom.
It's the taming of the shroom.
The non-taming of the shroom.
I mean, you're dealing with cold hard steel there.
And sharp steel, and a soft, fleshy part of your body. So you want to be careful.
Yeah, you don't want to Lorena Bobby yourself out of commission and by accident with a can of Bud. It would be terrible.
That's right.
So painful.
No, it's painful even to think about it.
Yeah.
You stop it and you rock it.
I find that Sprite is the best can.
Why is that?
It's just wider mouth.
Yeah.
And it's sweet. So it doesn't have any lingering
and it's
effect.
like, it's not like lemon, it's not lime, it's like...
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it tastes good, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm so glad we classed it up with a K today.
Or Dr. Pepper, because it's like medical.
Well, but I like my Dr. Pepper is that I feel like an individual.
Well, it's like a doctor. It's like
I feel like an individual.
Safe. Yeah,
I feel like now I define myself different than everyone
Never
else.
going to Mr. Pibb.
Why not?
We don't want to see.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Mr. Pibbs is sick individual.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
All right. For international audiences, they're going to see this film, and I have to say, watching this, I was kind of taken aback, and then not, over how American it was. Like, you're in Costco, you have all this suburban life that, I hate to say it, actually was pretty spot on in that terms of like that world, that Stepford world that sometimes it can be. And I wasn't sure if the film was poking fun of that or actually kind of embracing it, even with the concept of a neighborhood watch, too.
I don't know that it is. I mean, I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago where John Hughes, all of his films came from. And like Breakfast Club, I think, Uncle Buck, all those movies are loved and they're all lovable characters. So I think sometimes people from the city put too much of a focus on that this is cool and this isn't cool. And I don't find that always to be the most tolerant way to look at stuff, where, you know, sometimes you go to live wherever you live because it fits your lifestyle or it has your choice, and that's what I think is what is most important. This particular place takes place in this small town because it lends itself to sort of the story of a smaller community being in this situation. So I think what you find in movies is something that's very specific, even like a Superbad, that's about a high school experience. It's really universal. Wherever you're from, guys are doing the same thing with their balancing a family and trying to find time for friends, or a guy feels like an outsider and he's looking to meet friends, like his character Franklin, or you know, even Richard's character moves in from another country and is trying to look for stuff. So I think the more things are specific, they are relatable.
Do you want to add to that in wager?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's just people, a lot of times, no matter what the story of a movie is, just look for something to identify with. If they see a feeling or identify with, whether it's a laugh or a dramatic feeling, whatever it is, just something they identify with.
Well, I'm glad we could identify with both of you, and this film was fun to watch. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks for the tips on the cans.